motion for that?
That would be my recommendation.
I've reached out to,
Yeah, from the fire committee, it was me and James and Bill there.
I'll bring an ordinance to the next meeting.
Okay.
I've reached out to other people in other towns, insurance agents, adjusters that deal in different areas, and they've, you know, kind of told me that most towns don't charge anything for in-town fires. Like I said, especially what I got charged was kind of, you know, to them was unheard of. So, and like I said, I'm not trying to be negative. I mean, I have the utmost respect for our fire department and the job that they do. But it's just like the way I feel personally about it. We lost our, you know, our rating on the fire rating this year, which cost a lot. I mean, a lot of citizens 8 to 10% on their insurance. Then all of a sudden, I'm getting hit with a $2,500 bill for a fire that was, you know, got like could have been contained outside, could have not have, you know, but. And then now we're talking about doing the $250 deal or $500 deal or raising our taxes on it. And like I said, I'm not trying to be negative, but this is all going on while we're building a $4 million facility. So it's just, to me, it's just not a good look, you know, for the for citizens, you know, especially the ones that's gotten hit with this bill. And another thing on it is just, I've talked to close friends that have had fires within the past year and they hadn't gotten a bill. I have one friend that her, you know, smoke detector was going off or whatever. She got a $500 bill for that. And then I've got, you know, like I said, other friends that have had smoke detectors going off 5 different times that hadn't gotten a bill. So I mean, it's kind of got me wondering, like, how we're just picking and choosing who's getting billed, or you know how that's working.
Which determines what the amount would be? Well, how do you determine what the amount?
We do not. We went in contract with a billing company 2 years ago when all this started.
Okay.
And there are set fees. There's a pay schedule for everything, and that's how it's billed currently.
But what Skylar says, we're all over the board. Some people are getting charged.
I would have to have some names and some addresses and verify that. I don't know, because we do not actually do the billing. Our reports go to the billing company, and then they take care of the billing process. We
Okay.
actually have nothing to do with that.
We agreed to get rid of that billing company last
No,
Not the company.
company, but.
they would still do the billing,
Okay.
but we can go in there and adjust how much it
And
is.
then amend what it costs to
Okay.
go.
So what should the people do that's gotten these huge bills? 'Cause I mean, like I said, I've got other people that are asking me, you know, now what they should do. I'm not going to pay it, but I don't know what to tell them.
Bring it to us and you can bring it to
Yeah, we're gonna have to do something.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
Bring
turn
it
it into
Turn
the
it,
ordinance and then bring it to the fire committee.
yeah.
or the administration, fire administration, they take them all up there.
I just bring them up to my office at 202nd Street.
And then you're gonna take it to the committee.
I will have to.
Part two of that was how do we handle this in the future? And the big to-do on this is all because we no longer have a tax for,
Property
yeah,
tax.
property tax, thank you. And so we're kind of looking at, we kind of want to bring this out just a little bit because we no longer have that property tax, and so we started looking at coming up with the public safety tax, which would only be 1/4%.
I think that's about all the room we have.
Yeah. So it would be a quarter, yeah. So it would not be very much. We would end any additional taxation, but trying to come up with a way to, and then a way to deal with this, and then the community has the ability to approve it or disapprove it. It's not up to us.
Someone in the back has a question.
Got a question. How did we come about 2 years ago to use a California agency who everybody knows the cost of living, and it was read twice by the city council and approved just like that? And the citizens wasn't aware of it, and this has all started all this stuff. And I just, is it legal to do that?
Yes. But
So we get, California, we travel southeast Missouri wages, but we get California prices. I've seen the prices, they're ridiculous.
You asked if it was legal to do that, and the answer is yes, it's legal.
Did it come through the council?
What's that?
It did not come through the council, correct?
Oh, yeah, council approved.
Council approved,
Oh, yeah.
council approved the contract, the council approved
All right, thank you.
the schedule of charges.
But we're trying to correct it and change it now.
Yeah. Okay.
That's something the car committee would have to follow.
All right, got with, one discussion point with looking at the, on the trash wise, would, you know, if we went with a one trash system, and we, you know, did something at the second meeting of November, would that give a company enough time to prepare
To prepare for what?
for taking over, if we, you know, started it in January?
We'll start it whenever they're able to do it. I mean, if we do approve the bid.
Okay, so it could be January or February.
Yeah.
Whatever they do.
Yeah,
Okay.
whenever they-
That'll be part of the bid, I would
Yeah.
assume.
Okay, so in the bid, we need to put in there, you know, need, give us a start date. Okay. All right. Okay. Under new business, approval of an ordinance for, post-construction stormwater management.
You'll have the ordinance and the policy, tax policy in front of you. First reading, an ordinance adopting a policy for post-construction storm management in the city of Kennett.
All in favor?
Motion,
Or motion, sorry.
motion.
Second, for discussion. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Yes. All in favor?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Second reading, an ordinance adopting a policy for post-construction storm management for the city of Kennett. And again, we learned about a 4 or 5 page policy, which basically adopts the storm management policy after construction for
Motion.
new system.
So we got a motion, second? Second, roll call?
Yes.
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 Okay. Any opposed? All right, motion carries. All right. So, Shop with a Hero fundraiser was good. All your, one of the things that Shop with a Hero will be doing is they'll be spending money locally. As you've seen now, 2 months in a row, our finances have been down. We were on track to, you know, do a little better than last year. And right now, we're down to, we've got 2 more months to go. 3, October, November, December. And we're only 5 months ahead of last year. So, seeing we've been down over $20,000, $21,500 this month, and mid-20s from last month. Please, shop local. That it's, we need the tax dollars and revenues here in town. If you can't shop local, shop on the internet, because that is the usage tax. Some cities have still had problems because it's called a tax, but it's a tax you're already paying. Every time you buy something from Amazon or all the different ones, they all pay a tax, and that goes to Missouri State. And luckily, our citizens pass that usage tax, and we get to collect that from Missouri State. If you go to Jonesboro and buy a TV that you could have bought here in town, Jonesboro profits from that. We don't. But if you bought it online, at least we would get something out of that. Please, shop local. One of the things that was brought up a little bit is the city engineer. Unfortunately, there's been the passing of Met Skelton, and longtime city engineer. Our prayers and thoughts go out to the family on that. Anytime you met with him, you knew whether he liked you or not, because he'd tell you. And he had no qualms about it. So unfortunately, that's going to be putting the city into looking for a new city engineer. Even though it will be after, we're just a few weeks away from the November elections. Go to the polls informed. Start looking and reading up now on all the different things you're going to be voting on. Don't just show up and check the top box. The different polls say that if you don't know what you're voting on, you just check the top box. Well, don't do that. You've got time, you've got the internet, whether it's on your phone, your computer. Look up, see who's running for what, and then what is out there. Are you for recreational marijuana? Are you against recreational marijuana? I mean, that's just one of the big topics that's going to be out there. So be informed and know, when you walk up there to vote, know what you're voting for, and be ready for that. And that's going to be Tuesday, November 8th. But with that, we will go to a public comment. All right, nobody for public comment. We will go, we have a couple short closed session meetings we need, and we'll go into bed. Appreciate everybody for coming. Need a motion to adjourn to a closed session? All in favor? All right, all in favor? All right, 5-minute break.